access to opportunity. And I'm here to let you know, as you become an adult, the world will tell you and it will teach you that not only don't we owe you anything, but don't expect anything out of it. Unless you are willing to go out and get what is yours. Anything you want, you can have. I firmly believe that. Anything I want, I can have. Now, I know how to curtail my wants to keep them in line with a reality. You might want $1 million. You know there's $1 million in the bank across the street, but I'm not willing to put on a ski mask and run up in there and ask them to give it to me. But I can also look down. Let me look at the professions. Well, I might be able to make $1 million annually. I could have become a doctor. They make at least $1 million. Anybody want to be a doctor in here? Good. I could become Johnny Cochran. He makes $1 million lawyering a year. But am I willing to put in the work and the sacrifice? The world owes you nothing but an opportunity. In the gospel according to James, Brown that is, he said, I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Just open up the door and I'll get it myself. I don't need you to give me anything. I just need you to provide an opportunity and let me walk in the door, and my natural talent and gifting will allow me to go in and be successful. I believe that everywhere I walk, there's going to be success. You've got to believe it too. Everywhere I walk, there's going to be success. That's just what I believe. That's what I was taught. That's the way I think. One of my teachers at the high school level, Miss Sanders in North Fulton High School, I think Miss Sanders was still teaching. She would tell me, Derrick, there is no such thing as an error in the laboratory. You either confirm your hypothesis or you find out that your hypothesis needs some more work. There's no such thing as a failure. The world owes you nothing. You must seize on the opportunity to walk in the door to get it. Lastly, and I'm going to move out of your way, whatever you get out of this life, remember that you did not get there on your own. There are some mamas, some grandmamas. When I talk to adults, I have to remind them there was a time when we as black people couldn't even go to school. There was a time when we were forbidden to go. And so grandmama then prayed that one day there's going to be somebody that comes down the line with a name called Boazman that'll be able to walk into higher education. She said, in preparation for that, I've not even made it past the 6th or 7th grade, but I'm going to start putting up quarters and nickels and dimes. So grandmama them help you get through this. I tell young people, if you see a turtle sitting on a lamppost, know with a surety it did not get there by itself. And so when you get high and lifted up in this world, in this life, know that you have an obligation. As you have come out of this community, and this community has nurtured you, you have an obligation to return back to Metropolitan Parkway, back to Cleveland Avenue, back to Oak Street, back to Browns Mills, back to Humphreys, back to Crawford Long Middle School, back to this community. You have an obligation to keep the door open and open it wider so somebody else can come through it. You don't have the responsibility to get yours and then turn around and tell the rest, you get yours the best way you can. Because whether you realize you are riding on the answered prayers of our ancestors who saw a day that there would be a great people, or once great people who would reclaim their greatness. And so as I take my seat, I remind you, just don't give up. We all know Hank Aaron is a home run king. But I have to remind you, he hit 755 home runs, but he struck out over 1,400 times. It's not the fact that you might strike out. It's are you willing to get back up at the plate and swing again? Everything is not going to be rosy in this life. Everything is not going to go as smooth as it should. Every circumstance ain't going to be easy for you to get over. But if you're just willing to get back up at the plate of life and keep swinging towards the fences, you too will be a home run hitter in the thing called life where it matters. Where it matters. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be about how big the house you live in or how big the car you drive. It's going to be about the quality of service and how big your service has been to mankind. So thank you, junior inductees into the National Beta Club. We wish you well. Serve the organization well. Hold high the principles of the organizations. And then you become ambassadors to encourage others to come in. God bless you and God keep you. And thank you.